Good evening, everyone. Been tracking the snow all evening long. Here are some of the totals that have come in. Now, this has been through the late afternoon and evening, so this is not a very prolific storm, but it is our first measurable snowfall of the season. So some of the highest totals right around North Kingstown, actually. Got into a good burst of snow just about a couple of hours ago, so they're at 2.5 inches. Richmond, 2 inches. Cumberland at 2 inches. As you get up to Foxborough, up the 95 corridor, also 2 inches of snow so far. Millis, an inch, just over 1.5 inches. And then down towards the south coast, a little less, Charlestown at 1 inch of snow. Winter weather advisories are in effect through 7 o'clock in the morning. They've been extended down through Washington County, just again for the additional snowfall that's been occurring in the past few hours. But again, things are already starting to ease up down in that region. As you can see, a lot of breaks beginning to show up through eastern Connecticut. The steadiest push of snow is now working through eastern Rhode Island. And in fact, there's a little convergence zone occurring. What does that mean? Well, that's when air masses are coming together. So I'll show you what I mean. You can see it on the radar. There's an area of ocean effect snows coming in. The winds here are northeasterly, but down around eastern Rhode Island, there's a more northerly wind. So that's helping to set up that little stripe that's now occurring, which is working into Bristol County. So if you're in Rehoboth, Somerset, Fall River, you're going to see this burst of moderate to heavy snow for the next, say 30 to 60 minutes, and that's going to give you a good little push of 1 inch of snowfall in that next hour or so. And then it's really going to start to let up once again. But again, like I said, it has to do with the winds. While they're not all that strong, you can see the wind field setting up. Here you go, the north-northeast wind here, straight northerly here across eastern Rhode Island. So it's that little convergence that's causing this little heavier band to materialize. And that's pretty much going to be the last one, because most of the winds are now shifting to the north. And that means the energy is transferring offshore. So a temperature in Providence has slipped back down to 27 degrees now. Again, our wind direction is out of the north at 10 miles per hour. And you see some of the coldest spots having slipped back a degree or two. They've been holding pretty steady right up until the last hour. And again, the more northerly winds taking hold. So our temperatures are now slipping into the mid-20s to the north. But down along the south coast, we're still holding right around 32 degrees. So again, the snow's not adding up as much right along the south coast. If you're into areas around Westport, it's 33. New Bedford's 35. A lot of melting going on there. Some slippery roads for sure. Out on the Cape, it's been mainly rain. It will end as a brief period of snow. But here's what I'm talking about. This area of low pressure is now beginning to shift or transfer its energy to the system offshore. And that's what's going to take over during the early morning hours around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So that's going to bring a rapid end to the steady snowfall and just give us a few snow showers, and we'll be done by daybreak. That storm will be well out to sea and then just heading off to Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. But it's never going to leave our map. Even though we're clearing, we're still going to be watching the outer fringes of this. See, Tuesday's fine. High pressure is in control. But look what happens as we go into Wednesday. Some ocean effect clouds are going to come down. Could be a few flurries on the Cape for Wednesday, but we'll be dry. Here's a close-up inspection as we go through time. Again, steady snows. Look at this. By 1 o'clock in the morning, we're dwindling down to very light snowfall and flurries at that point in time. 3 a.m., kind of just some snow showers left. And by 5 in the morning, we're basically done. But temperatures kind of chilly in the 20s to low 30s down along the coastline. And go into the afternoon, we'll be seeing sunshine taking over, a little bit of melting, so there'll be perhaps some wet spots out there that are going to refreeze tomorrow night, with the temperatures dropping back down into the teens and 20s. So anything wet is going to become slippery once again. Here's the snow totals that I'm looking for across the region when we're all said and done. Let's get in a little closer to home for you. Up around Providence County, much of Burrowville, Foster, Gloucester, over to Woonsocket. Looking at 2, 3 inches. There could be an isolated 4-inch amount, but as you get over to Pawtucket, it's about 2 inches that we're going to be seeing, maybe just a skosh more. Coming down along the western side, Coventry to Richmond, again, 2 to 3 inches here. Get down along the south coast, it's an inch or two that we'll be looking at. As you get over to Newport, it's up to an inch. And then we head over to New Bedford, Wareham, a coating to an inch. And if you're out on the Cape, not much at all. So this is the way things are going to be shaping up when all is said and done in the next few hours, really. And then once we're done with it, like I said, we'll have some clearing for tomorrow. We'll have temperatures reaching into the mid-30s. And that means a little bit of melting, but watch for the refreeze tomorrow night. Anything untreated can become slippery again. It stays cold and dry through the midweek stretch. Finally, we get another storm system coming in for the end of the week. At this point, it looks to be mainly rain on Friday. Could have some mixing going into Friday night and Saturday, though.
Seems a little weird to have rain in December, huh?
Well, that's the way it's just been shaping up. We had a very warm start to the month.
I guess so. I'll take the snow. I
I'm
don't
just
mind
looking
it.
at our monitor back here, and you can see the snow. It's
Yeah.
all white out there. It's
The
really
roads
sticking
don't
up
look
to-
too bad. I mean, they look like maybe
Around
they're
the
holding
city,
out.
they've been treated a lot, but anywhere traveling around, it's slick, so you got to be careful.